ओम नमो वेंकटेशाय शुक्लांबरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये व्यासाय विष्णुरूपाय व्यासरूपाय विष्णवे नमो वै ब्रह्मनिधये वासिष्ठाय नमो नमः यस्य स्मरणमात्रेण जन्मसंसारबन्धनात्. Let's now look at the sixth nama, because yesterday we saw 3, 4 and 5. The sixth nama is Bhutabhrit. The last one we saw was Bhutakrit. Krit means one who is creating this Bhuta as well as one is annihilating. Both mean Bhutakrit. Now Bhutabhrit, let's see what Bhutabhrit means. Svatvam gunam adhishtaya bhutani bibarti dharayati poshayati va Bhutabhrit. This is what Adi Shankara says. That means taking the form of Sattva Guna. Earlier we saw that Rajo Guna and Tamo Guna for creation and then annihilation. Now taking the Sattva Guna, Bhagavan Vishnu, Sattva Guna Madhishtaya, that means taking the Sattva Guna, he is supporting this entire universe. That is called as Bhutabhrit. Poshayati, or is also not only sustaining it but also protecting and as well as helping it to grow. Poshayati, that means he is called as Bhutabhrit. Bhutabhrit, not in the physical sense of supporting. Of course, physical sense of supporting is on the head of Adisesha. That is one meaning of that. Other meaning is providing the various materials required for the sustenance of these various bhutas, like providing with the necessary food, necessary water, then the air, all those things that are being provided by Bhagavan for the sustenance of these various jivas in this world. That is called as Bhutabhrit. For example, Bhagavan's qualities, this karuna, the compassion is so great. Before he creates any living being, he creates the food for that particular, that jivatma. For example, you will take the egg, the embryo in that egg, it has got with the various protein and then carbohydrate required for its sustenance for that embryo. Similarly, he makes the mothers to lactate the milk in the breast before even the child is born. So that is the greatness of Bhagavan. So he is creating the food that is required for even the bhuta, the jivatmas even before they are born. So that is Bhutabhrit. Next is the next Tiranama is Bhavaha. Prapancha Rupena Bhavati iti Bhavaha. That means as this entire universe is manifesting as this universe, and therefore is called as Bhavaha. That is one meaning of Bhavaha. Other meaning is Bhavanam Bhavaha Sattatmakova. That means one who is able to provide the existence. Existence. For anything to live in this world, you need an existence. Bhagavan is the one which supports or creates that existence, and therefore is called as Bhavaha. Other meaning is Bha refers to Kanti. Kanti means the brightness or the shine or the light. Avati dadati chandradibhyaha iti Bha. That means Bhavaha. That means one who is able to provide the light to the various sources, light bodies like the Chandra, like the sun, the nakshatras, all these light bodies. The light for that light bodies come from Bhagavan only. That's what our Upanishad says. The Mundaka Upanishad. Na tatra suryo bhati na chandra tarakam nema vidyuto bhanti kutoya magnihi tameva bhantam anubhati sarvam tasya bhasa sarvam idam vibhati. That means what it says is, in the presence, supposing if you, in the night, we have this torch lamp, in the darkness, torchlight gives a lot of light and all those things. We are able to see many things. But supposing in the daytime, if you take the torchlight to the sun, how will it look? There won't be any light at all from the torchlight, because it will be totally, nullified by the light of the sun. Similarly, the sun and the moon and other things are looking like torchlights in the presence of Bhagavan. Such is the greatness of Bhagavan, the light that is being provided by Bhagavan. And therefore, he is the source of light to all those things. And therefore, he is called as Bhavaha. Other meaning is Vukta Manas Sarva Vibhutibihi Kalapimiva Prachalake Visishtastaya Bhavati iti Bhavaha. That means, Bhagavan, this is what Parasara Bhatta says. All these objects that Bhagavan has created is like, the peacock feathers are so beautiful. So all these things which are created by Bhagavan is like, these ornaments that the peacock feather is for the peacock. Similarly, all these objects are like ornaments to the Bhagavan, and therefore he is called as Bhavaha. Okay, let's move on to the next nama, eighth nama, Bhutatma. Bhutanam Atma Antaryami. That means one who is the inner controller of all these jivatmas. So all these bodies, you have got the physical body, and inside the physical body we have the jivatma. And inside the Jivatma, Bhagavan is residing as the Paramatma as such. He is called as Bhutatma. He is the Antaryami means, Antaha means inner. Yami means controller. He is the inner controller of all the living beings, and therefore he is called as Bhutatma. Sarvesham Bhutanam Atma. So that means he is the Atma of all these Panchabhutas as well as the living beings, and therefore he is called as Bhutatma. Other meaning is Bhutatma, Bhuta Niyamakaha. That means one is the what you call this, one who is the one who is able to provide orders to all these various Jivatmas, and therefore is called as Bhutatma. Next nama, ninth nama, Bhuta Bhavanaha. Bhutani bhavayati janayati vardayati va bhuta bhavanaha. That means one who is not only creating this these various Jivatmas, but also help them to grow. So it's like, but the like I said, the various supporting things like the water, food, and all those things are being provided for the Jivatmas to grow, and therefore is called as Bhuta Bhavanaha. Other meaning is Bhutanam Bhavan Manamsi Nayati iti Bhuta Bhavana. That means one is able to make the Bhuta, all these Jivatmas in their mind, leading them. Nayati iti means leading them into his path, and therefore is called as Bhuta Bhavanaha. Other meaning is Tani Dharaka Poshaka Bhogyaha Pradhanena Vardayati. That's what I said. All these Jivatmas, by supporting them, by giving them what is required, helping them to grow, all the objects that is being provided by them, and therefore is called as Bhuta Bhavanaha. The next nama in the first sloka, which that completes the first sloka, that is the 9 namas. Let's move on to the second sloka. Putatma Paramatma cha Muktanam Paramagatihi Avyaya Purushas Sakshi Kshetrajñochara Evacha. The second sloka contains 8 namas. Putatma Paramatma Muktanam Paramagatihi Avyaya Purushaha Sakshi Kshetrajñah Aksharaha Eva cha. Putatma. Earlier we saw Bhutatma, that is the Papa Ba Ba Ba, that is the fourth Ba, whereas this is the first one, Putatma. So what does it mean? Puta Atma Yasya Saha Putatma. That means one who is pure, absolutely pure Atma is called as Putatma. The Jivatma is not pure because it is contaminated by the various vasanas or the desires, as well as the various karmas that you have done, and therefore that the karmas and the vasanas are clouding that particular Jivatma, and therefore it is not pure. Whereas the Bhagavan's Paramatma, even though he is residing inside us, is absolutely pure. Then the question, when you say that he is Antaryami, he is residing in all of us, and obviously he should also be contaminated by all this, the various things that is happening to our Jivatma. But the Paramatma is not like that. How is it possible? How is it possible when he is residing inside us and at the same time he is, is absolutely pure? Let's look at an example. Now, all of us, especially the Tamilians, know what is known as the sweet pongal, chakra pongal. So we do it, in many of the occasions. In fact, Andal has prescribed what he calls specification, how should a chakra pongal should be. That's what she has given the specification in this 27th Pasuram. Kudare Vellamsi, that's what she says. Moodanai peidu murangai valivara. That means what happens is when you consume that sweet pongal, that it must be soaked in this ghee, and then this ghee should flow out of your elbows when you consume this, this chakra pongal. That's what she has said. So let's assume that we are consuming chakra pongal on a particular day because we offered it to Bhagavan and therefore we are taking. In fact, the Parthasarathikul chakra pongal is said to be one of the best, which is supposed to contain so much of ghee and all those these dry fruits and all those things. Now, once you consume this chakra pongal or this sweet pongal, your hand becomes sticky with this what do you call this ghee. So what do? So immediately you say, no, I must wash my hands and therefore bring some soap nut powder or something so that let me wash my hands, and that stickiness goes. So the stickiness in the palm or the hand goes. Then somebody says, who is offering the soap nut, wait, we are not finished. Take some more soap nut water and you put it in your tongue and then clean it. Because tongue only consume that this chakra pongal or the sweet pongal. I'm sure it would also get sticky over that, but you don't do that because the same sweet pongal, the same ghee which got stuck to your your own body, which is the hand, not to another part of the body, which is the tongue. It doesn't get stuck to the tongue as such. Same body, same person, same material, and it doesn't get stuck to that. So that means in the same body, if it can happen, similarly when Bhagavan resides in all of us and he is full of he is so absolutely pure, he is not contaminated by any of the actions of this, this Jivatma. Why? Because he is as a Sakshi, we will see in the later subsequent Nama Sakshi, because he is residing as a witness. He is not not attached to any of the actions. We are getting attached to the actions because we are doing it for our own sake. I want to get benefits of my actions and therefore we get attached and therefore the karma gets bound to this Jivatma. Similarly, the bondage arises out of two things. One is the ego. Ego is, that is, I am doing it, no, that action. And secondly, the bhoktrutvam, that is the enjoyment. I want to enjoy the fruits of the action. These two things bind the jivatma, and therefore it gets impure. Whereas Bhagavan doesn't do any actions for his own sake, and he doesn't get bound by that, and therefore he is called as Bhutatma. I think we'll stop with that. We'll move to the next namas in next class. Om Namo Venkateshaya.